The Trump administration's deportation plans hit another legal roadblock after the Supreme Court ordered deportation flights for Venezuelan migrants to be halted. But the White House says the fight is not over. Correspondent Libby Dean reports.
Overnight, the Supreme Court blocking the Trump administration from using the Alien Enemies Act to deport Venezuelans to El Salvador or elsewhere. The High Court ordering the administration not to deport the detainees, quote, until further order of this court. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt reacting to the ruling, stating, quote, we are confident in the lawfulness of the administration's actions and in ultimately prevailing against an onslaught of meritless litigation brought by radical activists who care more about the rights of terrorist aliens than those of the American people. The order coming amid another legal battle for the administration after admitting it mistakenly deported Kilmar Abrego Garcia to El Salvador. But President Trump insists Garcia is a member of the MS-13 gang and will not be brought back into the U.S.
Two separate judges affirmed Garcia was a member of MS-13, which is a gang that may be even worse than Tren de Aragua.
Garcia becoming the center of politics this week after Democratic Senator Chris Van Hollen traveled to El Salvador to meet with him.
The Trump administration is asserting a right to stash away residents of this country in foreign prisons without the semblance of due process.
The senator says Garcia has been moved out of the notorious El Salvadorian prison to a different one, but the administration shows no signs of facilitating Garcia's return as ordered by the Supreme Court. Has President Trump expressed any interest at all in seeing Garcia move to a different country, or would he want him to stay in El Salvador?
This man is a subject and citizen of El Salvador, and El Salvador, as a sovereign country, has informed us repeatedly and publicly that it is their desire and intention to retain custody of him. And of course, we as a U.S. government cannot forcibly retrieve him against the wishes of El Salvador.
And that was Libby Dean reporting now. Not only does this continue to be battled out in the courts, well, it's become quite the PR battle between the Trump administration and Democrats. Several lawmakers are now vowing to visit El Salvador and meet with Garcia.